From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the daily news for May 21st, 2026. These are the stories we are covering at this hour. This hardline Iranian general is a major player in talks with U.S. over the war. As negotiations with the United States hang in the balance, a hardline Iranian general linked to notorious attacks at home and abroad over the past decades is believed to have seized a place near the center of power. Brigadier General Ahmed Vahidi, who heads Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, has become a major player in formulating Iran's tough stance in negotiating a possible end to the war with the United States, experts say. He is believed to be part of a small clique in direct contact with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei, who remains in hiding after being reportedly wounded in the February 28th Israeli strikes that killed his father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Like everything in Iran since the war began, who ultimately controls decision-making remains uncertain. As people within the upper ranks of Iran's theocracy vie for power, they can gain or lose favor quickly. Vahidi himself hasn't been seen publicly since February 8th, weeks before the war began. A longtime veteran of the ruling system, Vahidi helped shape Iran's support of militant groups across the region, is accused of a role in the 1994 bombing of a Jewish center in Argentina, and in 2022 led domestic security forces in a bloody crackdown on protesters. 3 dead in New Mexico and first responders decontaminated after exposure to unknown substance. 3 people are dead and more than a dozen first responders had to be quarantined and assessed Wednesday for possible exposure to an unidentified substance after being called to a suspected drug overdose at a rural New Mexico home, authorities said. 4 people were initially found unresponsive inside the mountain air home east of Albuquerque, New Mexico State Police said. 3 died, while the 4th was being treated at an Albuquerque hospital, police said. Their names weren't released. First responders who arrived at the home were exposed to the substance and began experiencing symptoms including nausea and dizziness, authorities said. Antoinette Alguire, a volunteer firefighter in Mountain Air, helped perform CPR on a woman outside the home and watched as EMTs and firefighters started coughing, vomiting, and becoming dizzy at the heliport. She said Alguire said the experience was scary, even though she didn't go inside and didn't experience any symptoms. She wondered if first responders might have to do more to protect themselves in the future. It's getting to that point where we just have to live in fear, even saving lives, she said. Investigators are working to identify the substance. Mountain Air Mayor Peter Nieto said he saw drugs at the scene and pointed to that as a possible factor in the deaths. He said the health issues people experienced were not related to carbon monoxide or natural gas exposure. New Mexico State Police said there was no threat to the public. And in Pennsylvania news, 84-year-old former Pennsylvania State Police chaplain is accused of sexual assault. An 84-year-old former Pennsylvania State Police chaplain has been arrested for alleged sex crimes during his time as a practicing priest, with investigators worried there could be additional victims. Robert Burns was recently accused of sexually assaulting 2 kitchen workers at Christ Our Shepherd Center in Westmoreland County. Troopers searched his church residence and found suspicious images of young males. We don't know who the individuals are. They appear to be young males. There are 2 people who we believe right now are victims. The concern is with the photographs. There may be other victims, investigators said. Burns served as a state police chaplain for over a decade, giving invocations at ceremonies and regularly appearing at Pennsylvania State Police events, including children's summer camps. That's the news at this hour. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has daily news updates all day long. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, Roku, Alexa, and wherever you find streaming radio. Just ahead, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.